It's time for Dents and Dreams, a paintless dent repair podcast focusing on how you can use the fruits of this wonderful trade we call PDR to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm John Vidine, your friendly neighborhood dent reaper and host of Dents and Dreams. Now, let's get started. Let's get started indeed. Oh me, oh my. Look at this show we got. We got, of course, Cliff Ramadan in the house. How you doing, Cliff?
Not too bad.
And then we got good. I'm great. We got Chris White from Keco and Daniel Gromm, Dent Dynamics, Moto PDR specialist, and tons of great info to share with everybody tonight.
Excited to be here.
I'm excited as well. I'm glad you're here with us.
I always get excited when I'm around John Von Eaton.
He's a pretty exciting guy.
Yeah. I told him he needs to give up the PDR career and start doing stand-up, especially with the mustache now.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad we brought that up. Listen, guys, I did this for I went to the Bears game with Vinny D'Alessandro in Chicago, and I felt like I had to have a stash for that. And now Sally likes it. So
would that take you about 15 minutes to grow?
No, this was I think I worked on it for about 3 weeks. I started with just a goatee because I felt like the stash would look weird, and I still feel like it looks weird. And but I don't know if the wife likes it, then the stash stays. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, it's kind of part of a youth movement. There's a lot of young people today that are bringing back the stash. My
son.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna feel like a little baby boy when I stand next to Hayden and his huge man stash. It's gonna be embarrassing in Vegas. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it.
He's got like the Tom Selleck version.
Yeah, he's
you got those jeans, huh?
I guess so.
Love it. Well, yeah, let's talk about it. Vegas is right around the corner. We're gonna be there I'm leaving in 2 days. And PDR Expo Las Vegas. Guys, the link is in there. If you haven't pre-registered, do that. Makes it easier. And if you're not going, then get onto your favorite travel website, book your tickets, and get your butt down there because it's a great time.
You know what? Tell me if you guys feel the same way, but for me, it feels like the old days of PDR. It's smaller. It's just PDR guys, and I want to say it feels better. I had such a good time last year, and then they had it in the old school part of Vegas, which everything's in walking distance. So you didn't have to get in a cab or Uber or whatever and bus around to find entertainment. It's just right there in walking distance, which I love. And
yeah. There's all kinds of cool stuff to do on Fremont. You walk down the strip and
great food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Vegas venue for the same thing you do, Daniel. It's just when you want to talk to people, it is so nice. It's so easy going there. If you're going to your first expo, go to that one. I mean, you'll get to meet and greet. There's not as many vendors there, but you're going to meet a lot more people in the industry, and I'll have more time.
Yeah.
It's just such a nice setting.
I found a little secret bar in our host hotel, and a lot of people overlooked it. Did you go there?
No, I know the one you're talking about. It's towards the elevators on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and it's kind of out of the way, but they got a full stage. They had full bands there, a great bar. They had a couple pool tables, maybe 2 or 3 pool tables, and nobody was going there. And that's where we should all meet. I want to like throw that in there just because we were a little bit scattered last year in finding a bar venue after the meetup.
Carousel bar is so tempting now. It is nice to be outside.
It's right there, yeah. But if we want to get into just have more privacy, then the inside one, and it's only like it's right there. It's right next to each other, you know.
Yeah. Well, and then
the elevators are literally right when you walk in. They ain't far away.
There was an incident at the carousel bar when U2 was there with the. You can ask Holly from Dent Craft. She made a special T-shirt. I'm sure a lot of people will be wearing it.
Did we get in trouble again?
Listen, this guy was not drunk, but he was not happy that someone was touching him. So you'll see Holly's T-shirt. You'll hear the story 100 times. I'll save it for Vegas.
Got it.
But yeah. So we got Vegas. Everybody needs to book that, and we're going to talk about all the cool stuff upcoming. Daniel's got the Moto Mount. He's going to be debuting at Vegas. We've got the hood stand, but I just wanted to get into the Keco training the following week. What is that? September? Is it on here? What's the date on that, Chris? September 26th, Friday. Here,
yes.
I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah. Friday the 26th. As you guys know, we always 100% of the time up to now charge for training. But in celebration of our open house, we decided to have a half-day training that is absolutely free to any technician that wants to come take a look, see what we're doing with our GPR system. So yeah, so it starts at 8 a.m., finishes up at noon or 1, and then we roll straight into open house activities after that.
Awesome.
Super cool.
Down in Oklahoma?
Cool.
Yeah, down in Oklahoma City.
Yes, it's actually 1224 East Highline or East Highline Lane, Mustang, Oklahoma here. And if you go to kecotabs.com, you can just click this RSVP button today, and it'll take you to the event page on Facebook. And I am going, so I'm just going to go ahead and click that. I'll be there. So there, I've RSVP'd now.
That
awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna have to gracefully not go to Vegas like we were planning on going due to personal family reasons. I cannot make it now, but that Keco deal might be something to fly down to and
come on. Yeah, let's go, Cliff.
Go down there and actually hang out with the boys from Keco, who are all amazing.
That's good.
Gotta love it. And who's going to be doing the training? Is it going to be Danny Hacker? Because I've heard some iffy things about.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go then. Never mind. I'll probably golf that day.
Yeah, he's hit and miss. He's hit and miss. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite guys out there.
He really is incredible. And when we go in and do training, we've I'd say we shook up the collision industry a little bit, because typically when people go in to train on a new piece of equipment, they typically have like some scrap panel or something. We say, listen, give us the biggest smash you've got and let us see if we can repair it. And inevitably it's something that they've got down for replacement. And then we just, attack it and see if we can repair. And, the fact is, over the last several years, sometimes we get it repaired, sometimes we don't. But it is the times that we don't that have driven a lot of the innovation new tools, because Danny's doing a lot of those trainings himself. Danny also sits on our engineering team, right? And so like when we see what we can do, and we can also see what the limits are, it allows us to think beyond our limits and figure out a way. So that's really what has, that I call it verticality, right? From the idea and conception all the way through engineering into manufacturing in our own facility in Oklahoma City. We sell direct on our website, and then we go in and train direct. We get the feedback, and it goes straight back up the chain, right? So I think it's a unique model that we've created. It's not easy to do, but it's been something that allows us to have what I would call, like, I don't know, continued success in innovation and tool development.
Yeah.
Coming from a body shop, I can say, like, even if you don't get the panel, like if you go in there and you got a quarter panel, that's got to be cut off. Quarter panels are a big deal because they got to be cut off. Box sets got to be cut off. So if you can make it a repairable panel, even if you gotta put a skim coat of glaze on it or some, primer, whatever, that's still now a repairable panel that you have saved no matter what. And when you're in a body shop, that's what you want. You want a better, cleaner repair. Every time you grind paint down to bare metal and try to feather out with, the paints and stuff, and there's issues with those from factory also, you're creating a fail point. So any fail point you can take out of that repair, you're creating a better repair.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
And you're letting your failures be the innovation. That's the name of the game, man. That's where every PDR tool came from, was out of some kind of failure. I'm certain of that. It was always like, oh, if I only had a tool that did this, I could fix it. But I don't have the tool that do this, whatever this is.
Well, and Daniel, you've been in the industry for how many years? You're one of the founding guys.
33 years.
Yeah, so you're definitely one of the founding guys. So obviously we're going to be talking about something that you have right now. So 33 years later, you're still innovating the industry. It's a always learning industry, no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I honestly, that's where the juice is for me. I get excited. The one thing I learned about this industry is what drives me is being creative. And as long as I'm being creative, and I can be creative in organizing my business, in designing a tool, in every day doing a dent. Every dent's different, so I'm being creative. So as long as I'm being creative, I'm friggin' happy as hell. And the tool and the tool side of it, it's probably more creative because it takes you out of it. You have to go into multiple dimensions, and I'm been on a extreme learning curve right now. So just to let everybody know, I'm launching a new website called Moto Metal Tools, and it's dedicated to motorcycle tools and motorcycle PDR. And I developed a new tank vise. I'm calling it the Moto Mount 360, and it's going to be dedicated to everything motorcycles. So that's my lane that I'm staying in. Going to keep it there. And in the past, I've worked through Ultra to make all the tools and do everything and have him sell it. But what I found is I didn't have 100% control over that aspect, and I wasn't getting everything I was wanting made. And so 2 years ago, I started out to redesign the whole thing, and cut out all the shortcomings of what I had before. So some of the things that bothered me is the more sturdy you can make a tank, the easier it is to push. And if anybody's ever worked on a fender that it's got any flex in it, front fenders, when they've got around a headlight, it's got a lot of flex around it. It makes it twice as hard to take out that dent. And the same thing with the motorcycle tank. You got to make it super stable. And so I have a 2-post system now. It's all stainless steel. And then I built in a side support. So the weakest point of a motorcycle tank is the flanges. And that's where you get flex in when you're pushing on a tank, is in the flanges. By building in a side support that's anchored to the ground, but it's also anchored to the Moto Mount 360, it makes it super stable and keeps the tank from moving at all and makes your job so much easier. I can't believe I didn't realize what a big deal it was until I made the prototype, working on it. And then I'm like, well, why should I stop there? I'm going to, I have my light stand, but it's on wheels. I'm tripping over it. It's always in the way. Why not build the light stand built into it? So we built it into it, and I have a unique little arm, and it swings around, but it's not in your way. You're not tripping over it. And you can use any illuminated light with this. You just get the adapter, and it slides onto the post, and you can use your illuminated light that you already have. So you don't have to buy a special light. And then it has a holder for a heat gun. So your heat gun is mounted on it too. And so everything's out of your way, but built in all at the same time, and super, super stable. The stability is the key to the whole thing. And then I decided I'm going to do this whole thing myself. I'm launching this whole thing. I'm making everything. I'm going to be boxing it up, shipping it, and talking to every customer that purchases it for me. So it's 100% me this time, and not working through another company. Then I'm going to be launching. Yeah.
You're going back to your 33-year tech. So the wear and tear on your body when it comes to pushing and not being able to ergonomically be in there. What I watched with your tank stand in the videos is you can move it and make it ergonomically for you. And it'll save on your body and the wear and tear.
Yes.
I love that part of it. Along with a lot of other features. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's a key point. That's really I have adapted a lot of things. Like there's a handle that Ultra makes, so you're using your forearm rather than your wrist to leverage with. And we're going to be launching a set of tools with Anson, with the Gorilla Hub, and I also have a new handle design using the same ergonomics of using your forearm instead of your wrist to do a twist push kind of a deal.
Yeah,
so
you can kind of lean your body weight into it and use your body versus your joints.
Yeah. So and then we have what's great about the little world I've created in the motorcycle industry is that a lot of techs have come up with accessories. Vince came up with an accessory. A couple of other people have come up with Dent Shark from Tori Jenkins came up with an accessory. Actually, he came up with a great accessory for holding fenders, but it also happens to work really good on Ducati tanks as well. So I'm licensing all their ideas and gonna sell the products on the website as well. So you'll be able to go to one location, buy everything motorcycle related to the whole thing. And then we're going to be, the big announcement is that we're going to have it at the expo this weekend. You're going to be I have 2 tanks there that you're going to be able to practice on. You're going to be able to play with and test your skills out. But at Mobile Tech Expo, we're planning with Kevin Bird to do the very first motorcycle competition. So we'll be putting that together. We're looking for everybody's input at the expo to design what the competition should look like. We're kind of open to anybody's suggestion because I don't have all the answers, but hopefully we'll get it all together. And then at the MTE, we're going to have the very first motorcycle competition.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks, on Dents.
Yeah, exclusive.
That is awesome. And go on and check this thing out. If you do motorcycle tanks, you got to look at this thing. Sorry, John.
No, go right ahead. But yeah, there is a link in the description for the Moto Mount. I guess what do you call like a
Moto Mount 360.
The Moto Mount 360, but this is like a pre-order page, or
yeah. So we're going to be giving a 10% discount at the show. But if you can't make it to the show, you can sign in here. You sign in here, you lock in your 10% discount. If you just choose to move on and purchase, you'll at least get that show discount.
And what is the are we divulging the price on this?
Yeah. So so I have 2 models, the base model and then the pro model. The base model is 1988 and the pro model is 2388.
Nice. Yeah.
And the pro model has the holder for the light and then the side support.
Nice.
But I'm also we're developing a suction plate because
hold on. Daniel Kraus just was asking about that. Are you showing that off? What's up with the pressure plate? Is that going to be standalone or with the compressor?
So Cam Auto made me a special plate so I can mount this thing and take it to the show and suck it down to the floor, right? And then I had somebody comment, when I showed how I was mounting the plate to the ground, and they go, "Oh, it must be a Cali thing. We have heated floors. We can't drill into our floors," which I didn't know was a thing, And I'm like, "Oh, okay. There is a market maybe for guys to have a suction plate that this thing can mount to, and then wheel it off to the side." So I'm gonna develop that as fast as I can and have that available.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have heard of somebody else working on a lot of different things with vacuum pressure plates. So, we might have a post-show discussion. Who knows how all these things can work out? But I do want to give shout out to Mr. Ryan Shutt in the house, Dent Digest, and now, I mean, just
I saw Vinny was on for a little bit. Vinny's
yeah. He said you had a brilliant mind. But Corey Nichols, the cowboy, wants to know if he can use toll cut on his tank at the competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sanding is a must.
Yeah, so that'll be different. That'll be the first competition where toll cut is
honestly
not only approved but encouraged.
And well, honestly, I think polishing is a skill, and I think we should embrace it. And I think it should be point value. It should have some point value of some sort, because the thing about a motorcycle tank is it's got a lot of clear. And I polish a lot of tanks, and I charge extra for polishing, so it should be part of it.
Yeah, and you got to be extra careful because of the clear. The more clear you have on a product, the harder it is to push and not risk breaking. The heat,
very true. So that's important. Why you have to have constant heat. These guys that I cringe when I see guys that have a heat gun just laying on the ground and they heat it up for a few seconds and they lay it down. And it's like, no, that's cooling down. And every second it cools down, it's
it's like tempering metal. When it's cooling down, it's at its weakest point.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
Crazy. So the first competition where heat and sanding will be allowed. It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah. Gotta love it. So yeah, guys, the link's in the description. Get on the early bird list, get your 10% off. And if you're at Vegas, go check it out in person and definitely, throw your ideas into the ring. The competition is still in development, and so is everything. Everything's always in development. So if you got ideas, kick them around. And Daniel's a fun one to kick ideas around with. I can tell you that.
And definitely go check that stuff out. I mean, that if you're in the PDR industry and you work on a lot of motorcycle tanks, which I don't, but not in my area, check that out because I mean, the ergonomics, the way he has it, it's awesome.
The one thing I have to say to guys is, like, I think you should have a passion for motorcycles, number one. But if you're looking for something, if your PDR career slows down during the winter because maybe you get snowed in or whatever, it's the perfect way to offset, because my busy season is during the winter. It's when people cannot ride. And I have tanks shipped from all over the United States. I can make a living just doing motorcycles if I wanted to. And it's that busy. And you just have to cultivate the business. And having the right tools to do the right job makes your job easier and more profitable.
Well, and I know, being in the body shop, you get some of these CVO custom Harleys, and to get those tanks or to get a replacement tank, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's all custom done. So at all costs, always go PDR before.
Yeah. I mean, 50% of my business is vintage tanks where there's no option for a replacement. Or they're like, I'm working on a 1939 Indian right now, and the paint is horrible, but he wants that patina. He wants to save that paint patina, and I'm his only option. There's no other option for that guy. So you're a hero, and actually, it's the second tank he sent me, and this thing was smashed that I was working on. And I've got a 1948 Harley Davidson panhead tank right now that I'm working on, which is, the paint is so bad, I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm working on. I'm like struggling with it. But those guys, they don't have any other option. You're it.
Madness. Yeah, well, it appears, Daniel, that it's the year of the stand, because not only you've got the Moto Mount 360 coming out, I've got, in cooperation with Keco, collaboration, we finally, I've been working on this. Cliff, do you remember the first time you saw the first version of?
Oh God, we talked about this. I want to say we talked about it, and the first prototype was in your garage. I think it was over 2 years ago when I was working there with you.
I think it was 2022.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going on 3 years.
Yeah, and I've bounced this thing around so many different places, and finally,
we've only had it like 4 months.
finally had the sense to ship what, as far as I had gotten it to Keco, and yeah, Reggie and Lawson and the whole engineering squad over there, you guys knocked it out of the park, and now we are dealing with a thing of beauty. So if you're going to be at the Vegas show, you got to come after you go to see the Moto Mount, swing over to the Keco booth and check out, we're calling it the Reaper Revolver. I think I guess we haven't even definitely settled on that.
What is it?
Well, it is a hood stand, and/or panel stand. You could put just about anything on it. I think
you would put hold a door on it or whatever you want.
Yeah, but its main purpose is for hail, and the idea behind it is that the hood will turn really 360 degrees if you needed to, but for cross-checking and access purposes, you can pivot your hood right on the stand, independent of the wheels. So you can easily cross-check, easily gain access, and it saves tons of time.
So it's a hood stand that rotates. Is how I'm seeing it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then to add to the feature list, we've got a tool table underneath the hood that also spins independently of everything else. So no more reaching all the way across the hood to get that one whale tail or one tool that you need that you left on the other side of the hood when you were fixing that.
And you're calling this Wheel of Fortune?
No, I hope you're right on that. I hope you're right on that.
Hold on. I'm coining that right now. I'm getting the .com. I'm getting the .com right now.
We're gonna owe Daniel $1 every time.
Damn right.
Yeah. He's going
PDR
Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful on the Shark Tank.
I think that's the name. I think it's the Wheel of Fortune, the PDR Wheel of Fortune.
Son of a gun. I don't know how we missed that one, Chris.
Mm-hmm. You probably came up with some stupid name.
I'm not sure.
Did you come up with some stupid name already?
I'm calling it the Reaper Revolver.
Actually, I like the Revolver. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that goes with your whole theme. So, okay.
But the Reaper Wheel of Fortune, that's also awesome too.
the Wheel of Fortune is good. It is good.
I think you should okay, this is the day I'm going to do, and then you spin the wheel for all your tools. Whatever tool comes up, you have to use it.
That'd be an interesting game, but I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Prepare personally. You do it however you want, but I don't know that I would go with that one. But yeah, and then I know Boyette is also working on a stand with Keco, like a big smash rack kind of thing. I talked to him. He was gonna come on with us, but he's in flight to Vegas right now. But his stand won't be displayed at Vegas, the way I understand it. That is correct. Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah, it is really beefy. It is really built for a shop. It's not built for the mobile tech, right? So that's the difference. It's more bigger panel stand more than just a hood stand, right? You know, and certainly not mobile like yours is.
So, Chris,
okay. Yes, sir.
Here's what I want. Here's what I'm going to throw on my wish list here. Okay. Is I'm a one-man show, and I want to take a door off. I can't do it alone. My back is bad. I'm old, and I want something that I can wheel up to the back of the door, unscrew the hinges, wheel it out, and then tilt it and start working on the door.
I think those exist.
Yeah.
No, they do not. No,
Uh,
they do not tilt.
Hold my beer.
They do no,
Hold my-
they don't tilt flat.
eh,
They exist taking off the door, but they don't. All they have to do is come off and then tilt flat, and the flat part
Daniel,
is
I'll do
not out there.
I'll do some.
Prove me
checking,
wrong.
bud.
Prove me wrong.
No, I'll do some checking, but I think at the body shop we had one that was actually a square stand, and you could put hooks top and bottom, and it would you could lay it at a 45. It didn't go like the direction of your hood stand, but you could lay it at a 45, and you can get it underneath.
No, I want it.
Yep,
90.
And you could tip it up flat. And I'm pretty sure we had one at the body shop I worked at.
You know what? I only want to buy from Keco though.
we got it. We got you, Daniel. Yeah. No.
Well,
If it doesn't say Keco on it, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Coming from China, forget it. No, I don't want that. I want Keco.
so
You know,
I'm Keco loyal.
I will send Chris a picture of it because I know they're out there and I can get them. I think
I've looked. I think you're lying to me.
no, I'm not because I used them there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
We had one that was on there, and you could set it up. It didn't have the stability because it only had the pivot in the middle.
See,
So they
there
would
you go.
have to do-
Yeah, it needs to be PDR
So they can
related.
take that platform and make it their own.
And Keco-ize it.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll look at it.
So,
We'll look at it. I mean, like
make that for me.
Yeah, Innovative is one of the company names, but I'm thinking about is the other one like Lift King or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like Lift King has one, and Lift King is like their stuff is blue.
Yeah.
So
All it has to do is hinge that whole thing, but hinge it.
I thought the Lift King one did hinge, but maybe it does not, Daniel.
And
Uh,
I went to an auto body
we had
show.
one that hinged in the body shop. Obviously, I didn't have to use it a lot because it was, for what we did there, you didn't have to leverage off
And
it,
most
but-
of those are designed to hook from the outside, not from the inside. That's the other thing.
Well, and this one here kept everything away from the panel, so you could pull it off. But yes, you are right, Daniel. It hooked from the outside and pulled it off.
Yeah. It wasn't designed for the inside. That's the thing. It needs to be designed to hook on the inside and give you some room to work with, and then hinge flat so you can work on the damn door. And
Nope.
and
That
Never
you
have
are
to lift
correct
it.
on there.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
none of that.
and not break my back trying to take a door off,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does look like the Lift King one will. You have to get the Lift King itself and then a door attachment.
I was thinking that would turn, but yeah.
There you go, Chris. There's your next assignment. Because you don't have enough to do.
Yeah, well, always looking for more, right? We're kind of gluttons like that.
Yeah.
Huh?
But honestly, I think it's really needed for our industry, because taking off a door is a pain in the butt.
Well, and when you're a one-man shop, I'm the same way you are, Daniel. I'm a one-man shop. Even taking off hoods for hail, I have to get
Yeah.
somebody to help me pull them.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
It
Christopher Allen just made the right point. Hood and liftgate removal. That would be, in my personal opinion, the lower hanging fruit. If you can get to a scenario where a guy could remove a hood or a gate by themselves, especially for hail techs. I mean, that is a much bigger problem. No offense, Daniel. You're just gonna have to figure out the doors on your own.
A tailgate, yeah.
A lift gate, like on a SUV.
Oh, okay. A lift gate, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I have Sally help me take off hoods all the time in here, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not hard with two people, but with one guy, it's a challenging task.
Anything to take off parts by yourself is going to be an advantage.
Sure. Well, and if you can save your back and all that stuff, I mean, it's brutal. Well, lift gates especially. Well, and some of these tailgates, like the Ford tailgates, I deal with a lot of them.
Oh God, those things are tanks
in there. Those things are heavier than the damn pickup.
Yeah.
Wow. And the new GMCs with the transformer, it folds down 17 different ways. You got speakers and a water cooler. I don't know what else is in there, but it's ridiculous.
Why don't you guys fix them without taking them off?
I mean, I do a lot.
Honestly, I do. I do everything.
It's so much more time efficient if you can't get it off. Obviously, I mean
in a door though, the challenge is when you get a dent way up front by the hinge, and if you can take it off and you can work from the hinge side, you can do a better repair. And especially if it's got laminated glass. You know,
hold on. Christopher Allen sounds like every used car manager I've ever worked for. I know you can do it. I know you got this, bud. No problem. You're gonna have this car done in no time.
Yeah. I like him sitting there on the beach with the beer.
Yes, sir.
So.
No, I agree with you, Daniel. I think that is definitely a next step.
Yeah.
That has to be done in the industry to help, especially with the big smashes that are coming in, doors. How many of them do we see?
Yeah.
A ton anymore, especially with like Bryce Kelly and all these guys doing these big smashes on the doors.
Yeah. You know, a couple of years ago, I put in an in-ground lift in my shop, and just because my back is bad and I'm old, and it saved me, but I'm able to do such better repairs because of it, and being able to throw it up in the air and work from the bottom side drain holes and stuff like that, and get it up at seat level is key. You know,
that's the biggest thing. When you got to lean over a door, even when you're fixing a door dent and you're leaning over it, it's just a door dent and you got to lean over it. Man, my back is done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all about, you know, the beer belly starts to take effect.
Well, just
did we lose John? What happened to John? John's gone.
We did lose him. Yeah, he's gone.
Good riddance. Good riddance. We didn't need him anyway.
He's the host of the show.
Yeah. What do we do? What do we do without John?
Maybe he's on a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Usually he just walks out and he leaves himself. There he is.
He may have quit. Did he quit?
Did you have to poop? Did you have to poop?
No, I had to get rid of some Coors Light. I had to make room for more.
Okay.
I figured y'all didn't want to watch or hear me do that, so I just removed myself.
Thank you. Thank you for sparing us.
I'm gonna leave that kind of stuff to Kevin Bird. He's an expert at making podcasts more interesting.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Hey,
Christopher Allen thought I went immediately to work making the hood and liftgate, buddy.
Hey, Chris, are you going to be in Vegas?
I hope to be. I was planning to be. I now have my nephew who's moving actually to Oklahoma City from Seattle, driving his U-Haul across the country as we speak, and might end up staying here to help him unload that. So I don't know.
Is he going to work for you?
No, you know, he just he just decided that Seattle wasn't for them, and they were looking at different places, and they've got young children. They got young children. They decided that they wanted to raise their young family in Oklahoma City
in a normal state.
Yeah, yes, that's the plan. Yeah, So he's
all you had to do is say Seattle.
Yeah,
that's all you had to say.
He just decided they were going to uproot their family because they didn't want to bring their family up in those kind of values.
I don't.
They have a whole government free zone there. Like you can do whatever you want in Seattle. I think that would be.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Right.
So, question for you, Daniel: if you weren't working on motorcycle tanks year in and year out, day in and day out on, for so many years, do you think you could make that product that you just made? Can you make a stand better than any other stand before if you're not in the game?
Great. You know what? That's a great question. I'm glad you said that, because for me to undertake this and do it all myself, it was very difficult in the past for me to do. And in today's world, it's a whole different world. I don't know how many of you guys, PDR techs, have looked into Go High Level, but I am a Go High Level guru at this point. I deep dived into Go High Level, and I redesigned my whole business on Go High Level. I don't answer phones anymore. We are a text-based company, and we use Go High Level to every aspect. And Go High Level, I hired a guy, and I've made estimating. If you go to my website, if you go to motopdr.com and you go through the motorcycle PDR estimate, it's all automated. And that whole system, it sends me a customer, and the customers ask a bunch of series of questions, which gives them a number value. And then that number value equals a estimate. And I either okay it or I adjust it depending on the photos that they sent with the questionnaire. And I do 2 clicks of the button to do an estimate on Moto PDR now through this system. But it also allowed me to launch this whole business with Moto metal tools, and I designed the whole website through Go High Level. I've all the customer base goes through Go High Level, and I wouldn't have been able to do that in the past. Now you're looking at the manufacturing. I can now hire companies like Send Cut Send to do all my laser cutting. I just send the CAD drawings to Send Cut Send, get an estimate, and click.
Are you doing your own CAD drawings, Daniel?
No, this whole thing was designed. So I hired a really good friend in the aerospace industry to design my first prototype. And then I went to Chad Peters, and he helped me design it so it was economically sound. So he took my design and he goes, "Oh, we can make this better. We can make it less costly." And I don't want to get into the nuances of that, but he helped me quite a bit. He's really the guy that helped me design the whole thing and make it better and make it cost effective. And then I take those CAD drawings that he comes up with and send it to Send Cut Send and get them laser cut. And then I have to assemble it, box it, and then ship it off to the customer. Nice. So that's kind of how it works. But this allows me to have full control of every aspect of this whole industry and adapt to customers' wants and needs, and try to make everything that that everybody needs in the industry to go forward.
That's awesome.
That
Chad's a smart guy and a cool
super
guy.
smart.
What
Yeah.
a great
Love
guy.
it.
I'm
It's
glad.
really cool that you guys have kept. Yeah, I think me and Chris are going to say the same thing. It's good to see he's still somehow got his finger in the industry.
Yeah, he's not doing PDR anymore, but he loves designing tools. And if you give him something juicy to chew on, he'll chew on it. You know.
That's cool.
Yeah,
really
love him. So shout out to him for sure.
Endeavor Tools,
still
kicking, still living in the Moto Mount 360.
Yeah.
So can we? This is something I was thinking about earlier when we were talking training. Do you want to talk training for just a minute? I mean, just generally about training. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. If in our case, it's glue pull repair, but whether it's PDR, whether it's motorcycle PDR, if you are training someone or someone is to be trained, what do you think the data would say as far as learning something new? Who is more likely to adopt something new? Is it going to be a young person who doesn't really have a skill set, even like say a young body man apprentice, or would it be the sage veteran a technician in the body shop? If they're going to learn either glue pull repair or PDR or motorcycle repair, who's going to be more likely to adopt and be more successful early, a young person or a seasoned person? And which one and why?
I'm going to tell you, this is my personal theory. The guy that has ADHD. The guy that has ADHD, that's the guy you want.
Okay, and I will go. I agree with Daniel Gromm on that. You have to have ADHD to do what we do. There has to be a level of that. But I think, I don't know if Daniel's ever trained anybody.
No, I trained. I trained hundreds of people back in, but in 1993 and 94, 95.
So they were all up and comers and stuff like that. But now this day, like to this day and age, I would say being with Stan Leonard and doing the seminars, and we had a wide realm of people just getting into it, plus 25-year techs. I would have to say myself personally, to learn something new and adapt something new, I think the younger generation, where they haven't been formally trained, is probably the ones that will grasp it better, just because you don't have to overcome what they've already been taught. And it's not that you're trying to teach them something new that, okay, you made money this whole time. But if they're trying to get into it, I think the younger generation is easier to teach. And I think the people who have body shop technology are definitely easier, because if they're not a painter, they have some sort of metal movement, can adapt that. So when I train people, I try to adapt the analogy of just basic metal movement. That's my opinion.
I would equivalate that to a visual learner. When you look at the learning modalities of people in school, there's auditorial, people that learn from listening, and then there's visual, which are usually the ADHD kind of crowd. Visual learners will pick up on it more readily. I'm a visual learner, and
I agree with you 100%.
yeah,
I
visual
think
learners.
I would think by and large the numbers would probably play out that the newer technicians are going to be more able to learn the newer techniques. You know, the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but we're spoiled. Like all the guys that you're going to see on podcasts like this, or you're going to see at the expos that are going to education day, that are seeking out the lifelong learner type of mentality, I think is always going to be there. So there could be the old curmudgeon in the shop that only wants to do things his way, where there could be a guy that's been there just as long as him that is always looking for new ways to get things done. And I don't know how you seek that out, but
And what I do, John, based on that is, like, if somebody calls me for training, you know, and they see all the videos and they see people talking about how much money they make and, you know, on PDR, and they don't realize the work that's been put into it. And I'm going to say this on John has been doing it longer than me. Obviously, Daniel Gromm, he's, you know, a pioneer of the industry. So you got to give all of them props for everything that I've learned, and I watch them. And so what I ask somebody when they call me for training, are you in it for the money or are you in it for the passion? Because if you're in it for the money doesn't come soon. You got to put a lot of work in. Yeah. So if you're going to go about it and say, oh, so and so make, you know, I heard so and so makes so much money, then don't do it, because you're not willing to put the work in that all these guys did prior to you to be able to be here. You don't know the backstory of what they had to go through. So that's where I really delegate who I will train and who I won't.
I've watched Mike Toledo train, and I've got to say this, you know, the way I learned from Mike Houston, and but Mike Toledo trains people faster than anybody I've seen. And I'll say I haven't seen a lot of other guys train, but I was always amazed by Mike's, how he was able to take a newbie and train him up faster than I thought possible. And honestly, it's because he puts people right on a car right away rather than keeping them on a practice panel. And I
don't do practice panels. I agree with that.
Yeah, maybe, and then of course today we have so many more tools, more techniques. I mean, if you're an old guy like myself, and I was trying to train somebody the way I learned, oh my God, it takes months, you know, where it's antiquated. Doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't train that way. You know, you got to adapt to today's world. It's so much easier, so much faster, you know, and today, because of all the tools.
I'll have a practice panel set up just because, obviously, don't wreck anything I can't fix.
Yeah, so exactly.
I want to see how they push. I want to see what their tendencies are. You got hard pushers, you got soft pushers. But once I can figure out how they push, then literally within a day, we're moving on to live damage. And
now have you found, you know, every once in a while you find that trainee that for whatever reason just gets it, you know, and you can tell they laser lock into, and you're like, oh wow, it's usually a tech that's watched another PDR tech for years. Like I'm a body band, and I've been watching the PDR tech for couple years. I looked over his shoulder. I see what, or maybe they just got it in their blood. I don't know.
Ray
Yeah,
Slate,
well, natural talent is definitely a thing, and
Yes.
some guys got it and some guys don't. Some have to work harder than others.
I would say Ray Slate is probably the guy that I trained that was naturally gifted. Andy Patrick's guy. And when he pushed, like it was a half a day of pushing on a hood, and I was calling in live cars, because I had to get them on live damage. I want you on side panels. I want you on. You can't just make your living fixing a hood, a practice hood. You're going to be working all the way around the car. And it's kind of basically all you're there for is to guide them through the fundamentals. Like if he was working on a car, and it's like, okay, you got to cross check. You got to move your light. You got to get to the fundamentals. You know how to push, but just keep your fundamentals in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys.
That was a long answer, right, Chris?
Yeah, it was, but it was consistent in that you're saying that the younger guys, for the most part, are going to adopt quicker, learn more quickly than older guys. And that's certainly what our data shows. But to use John's terminology, the old curmudgeon in the shop, here's what I would say. I don't think any person sets out to be the old curmudgeon in the shop. I think it sneaks up on you. And so I think I don't think there's anything unique about young people other than they're humble enough because they don't know to listen, right? And I think that if every one of us could really take it serious that we want to be lifetime learners and we don't want to believe that we already know it all, that there would be no difference between how quickly a young person would grasp and how quickly an older person would grasp. I certainly think that I certainly have experienced the old curmudgeon, but I'm certain that he didn't intend to be the old curmudgeon because at one point he was young and I don't think he was a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to put it. It sneaks up on you, but that's like in 1996, walking into a basketball gym and being like, "What's your name? Michael Jordan? All right, well, we're gonna teach you a new way to dribble a basketball." But
go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take it to that extreme, but I think there are unfortunately those guys out there, and if they would take the time to realize that there is another way, it would obviously be beneficial, but it's just a tough bridge to cross, I would imagine. I mean, I've never done it. I've not been a trainer, so that's not what I'm just, even when I had a new kid work for, I was just like, just push the dent out. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't have
but John,
skills or Danny Hacker skill in that.
John, you work with people, on the hail side of it. And when you work with somebody in hail, just on that side of it, because that's where you travel, you watch people, you adapt. Like if you watch somebody work that you're tag teaming on a car with, you adapt what works for you. And it's not your way or any like that. I will take anything that makes me learn. And I think we got a guy sitting on here right now. We got Daniel Gromm. who is building a stand 33 years into it, and he's basing it off his stuff. He's still learning at 33 years into it.
Yep. Yeah.
Be
And
open-minded.
I learn all the time everywhere I go. And I would say, like what Daniel was saying, I'm more of a visual learner. So if I watch somebody do something, I can pick up on what they're doing. I just have a hard time articulating to somebody else, this is what I'm doing and why. I'm just like, no, you just do this. I can say, watch me.
Yeah,
and I can,
training
but
is
I
a
can't
skill
say,
for sure.
Watch me, I'm doing this because of that, and what have you. And yeah, I mean, my hat's off to all you guys in Toledo and Hacker and any trainer out there that does great work in that respect. It's a skill for darn sure, and or I think it's maybe more of a natural born talent. I don't know. Maybe it is a skill. Maybe I should watch some trainers and try to figure it out. But
I think,
maybe I'm the old curmudgeon.
At the end of the day, I think we're all trainers. You know, John, I'll learn stuff from you. I would learn stuff sitting side by side with Daniel Gromm. If I went and spent a day at his shop, I would probably learn a wealth of knowledge just in one day.
We would geek out on tools mostly. That's where I would like.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Well, but that's another form of training in and of itself, because you're saying why you love this tool and how this tool does that, and that's a whole nother form of training. Like you can learn new techniques from new tools, and I mean, lateral tension wasn't even a thing. I bet if you watch this is episode 77. If you watch the first 40 episodes of Dents and Dreams, the words lateral tension will never even appear.
Yep.
So, I mean,
which is funny because Marty Runick did that video like 15 years ago, and
the Fairmont method.
The Fairmont method,
yeah. So he's the first PDR guy that I saw. You know, it's like like a 15-year-old video. And then I watched it in like 2018, and we made the first version of our lateral tension between two centipedes, and we didn't release it for about 3 or 4 years because we just weren't sure that there was a need for it. And anyway, it's
and now look where it's at, man. It's our industry is so amazing. I just geek out on how great it is that every tool came from a PDR tech. And that we have just a brotherhood. It's really about a brotherhood.
Right.
Oh, it's awesome.
Definitely.
I love this industry more than anything else. My wife, she's God bless her soul, she got stuck with me. And you know, the industry, it plays a huge part of your life. Every day you wake up.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep,
good stuff. I can't wait for Vegas. It's going to be good. I wish you were going to be there, Chris.
I hope to be, but I can't guarantee it. Keco will be there, but you know I'm not 100%.
Who's going to be manning the Keco booth?
Mr. Benjamin Staten and Hayden White. Danny was a late scratch due to soccer games with all of his kids. He's got so many kids in soccer that
he has a whole soccer team, doesn't he?
It just takes two. Yeah, it just takes two. Yeah, exactly. It takes two parents to get them all at the
Danny's on there.
Yeah. So
he said he just wants to work on cars.
Yeah.
He wants to work on cars and drive kids to soccer.
Yeah. Exactly. Unless it rains. If it rains on Saturday morning, like, you know, look over your shoulder. He'll probably show up in Vegas.
He will be missed, but yeah, Hayden and Benjamin are a hell of a tag team duo to have there. So, and I'll be hanging out in the Keco booth as well, playing with the new hood stand. And
what time, John? What time are you going to be in the booth?
I'll be there.
It's not that big. It's not that big. And we'll be there all the time.
I'll be there for a time.
Just checking.
How
I've worked
dare
with
you
you
put me on
before.
blast? Yeah. No, we'll shoot to be on time and there for the long haul. We'll have some of these new shirts to give away. So come and get a shirt, and yeah, things will be popping off there. Shirts and stickers and all kinds of good stuff. And while Hayden and Benjamin are feverishly ringing up what I would assume to be mostly Reaper tabs.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm sure all the good stuff from Keco. You got to check out the newer tab straps are really cool. How new are those? Those are the tabs.
Yeah, we've got like two different versions because what we were doing was machining them out of centipedes. Now we have a new mold, so we have two versions of tab straps that are coming, like shorter and longer, and then we have some wider, what we call tab blades that'll also work like straps that will be even wider, even longer. Danny and I were at Tesla in Austin maybe a month or so ago now, and there was like a Model X that had this massive gouge all the way down the quarter panel. Like, I don't know what got it, but some kind of a pipe or something about this diameter just gouged all the way down. It's hard to believe it didn't even break the metal, and of course that whole quarter is aluminum, and basically we lined that whole thing with tab straps and tab blades and K-powers and just turned it inside out in a situation that was completely unrepairable with any other method. So anyway, yeah, it's crazy, what is possible with lateral, but you have to, what our innovation has been, since we made K-Power, we keep tweaking it, but we also keep tweaking all the different types of tabs and attachments so that we can pull in every area of the vehicle, because we're working on real cars and because we're in so many shops, day in and day out, week in and week out, we see the areas where the offering that we have don't fill the bill, and we just create something that does.
Cool.
Love it. Yeah. All right. Well,
Good.
I don't know.
Is that a wrap up?
We're an hour and 13 minutes. So we've far out stayed our welcome here on the lovely airwaves of Facebook and YouTube. And
yeah, Cliff left already.
Yeah, he got bored. He just said, "Yeah, I've had enough of you guys." But yeah,
I gotta go eat dinner. I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Oh yeah, definitely get some dinner. But yeah, get some dinner. Everybody else, get your butts to Vegas. Can't wait to see you all there. Check out the Moto Mount 360 and get down free. 4 hours of free training at Keco on Friday the 26th. That is, I mean, go get it. Go get it for dang sure. You're going to learn something, no doubt in my mind there. And yeah, so
appreciate it, John. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Love it.
Thank you,
Any parting words, Cliff?
Go check out the new Moto 360. Get on it. He's put the work into it. It's amazing. I've seen the videos. Yeah. Go check it out and go see him at Vegas.
There you
go. You're not gonna say anything about my hood stand. Don't check out the
I want to check out the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Big money. Big money.
Jeez Louise.
Big
Just
money.
throwing me under
Daniel's
the
our
bus.
host, damn
Big
it.
money.
Oh,
Who do
yeah.
you
I'm
keep
sorry.
first when you have somebody come to
Daniel's
your
the
house?
guest. You're right. You're right. Well, Chris has
And
just as
check
much.
out Johnson's tattoo.
And go to Keco Training. All right. Well, awesome. Thanks again, Daniel, Chris, Cliff,
out.
and everybody for watching. And don't forget to get out there and live your dream. Just wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of Dents and Dreams. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints, I can be reached at Dent Reaper across social media. And be sure to subscribe to the Dents and Dreams Facebook group and or YouTube channel, because that's where it'll happen if and when we go live. Thanks again.